Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Andover, Minnesota in the US, and I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class. If you're on the live chat, you may have noticed I typed in that I was going to try something different. There's these ads that YouTube puts into videos now, right? And I usually turn on that option before I go live. But this time I worked it in. And I'm hoping that those of you that are on live right now did not get a bunch of commercials as you entered. I don't know. I've heard that that happens. So can you give me some feedback on that? I'd like to know if there was a difference in ads by me turning it on right after the live began. Anyways, hello everybody. It is, what is it? Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024, as I'm coming to you live. It's 11 a.m. Central Time, and I have I think, a pretty card to share with you. It was inspired by a card that I previously made because I had some extra supplies. So I'm going to introduce that card to you also today, and that one's going to be shared on my blog in a future post, a very near future post. Anyways, again, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com, and I'm glad that you're here with us. Welcome everybody. Welcome to those of you that have been coming to my live videos or my recordings time and time again. I am so grateful to all of you, and a big welcome to anybody who's new. Chime in if you're new. Let us know that you're new so we can all welcome you. And a big hello to both Lisa Marshall and Trisha Josephs. Trisha Josephs is my moderator on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube. She has a little wrench symbol next to her name. That is because she has the privilege of being able to answer questions for you while the live is going on, because I cannot actually go back to YouTube live comments and respond to them. It's something that I can't do. So she's there to respond to them during the live. And then we also have Lisa Marshall on Facebook, who is there to answer questions along the way. Because I would just get totally distracted if I sat and read all of your lovely comments that come in, because I can see them now and I want to respond to every one of them, but I can't. So anyways, thank you to those gals who are with us every single week. I just love you guys. Okay, so we're going to share some paper crafting art with you today. This card, again, was inspired by one that I'd previously made. So let me show you that card. We'll go to the desktop. I'm going to zoom in just a tad. Oops, I zoomed in the wrong one. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so this is the card that I'd previously made. The reason why I made this card, well, I shouldn't even say the reason why, but the inspiration, the initial start of the inspiration for this card is because I had a class, a couple springs ago now. No, maybe one year ago. And I had to punch out a bunch of Azure Afternoon circles, 2-inch circles. I had a ton of these left over and I just could not toss them, right? We want to use up our scraps. Plus I had a bunch of these that were extra that were die cut. And I thought, okay, I need to put together a card with those products. And this is what I came up with. It's using that stamp set with the blueberry images in it, and I can't recall the name right now, but again, if you subscribe to my blog, you'll be able to get emails every time I post, and this card is coming up probably in the next couple days. And then I'll list the supplies for it, and of course you'll have directions that are similar to today's video, because we're going to make a card similar to this today. In fact, we're going to make one version, but I'm going to share with you 2 other versions. So, and this is another option. I just changed the embellishments on that. So I hope that you like that little layout, because that's what we're doing today. Yay! Let's start with the measurements and supply sheet. So here I'm bringing you over to my computer screen so that you can check that out. You certainly may take a screenshot of that if you'd like to, but you can also access this when my blog post goes live today at 12:15, which is in just a little over an hour. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, you can access the description of the YouTube video already, and I will transfer that over to the Facebook video after I'm done with the live, so that you'll also be able to access that description. And within that description is a link to the blog post, which again isn't live yet, but it will be live at 12:15. So you can see the measurements are written in there. You can see images of the finished cards. We're going to work on the one that's green today, which is why that one's featured. And then you can see the supplies. The supplies are mostly clickable, and I say mostly clickable because things like the precision tip glue bottle, sponge, long bladed scissors, and then the things that aren't available, that aren't actually current Stampin' Up! Products, they're not linkable in the program that I use to fill out this PDF sheet. So these things here are Stampin' Up! Products, but they're not going to be made available until tomorrow. Tomorrow starts a whole new bunch of new products in the online store, and the Changing Leaves bundle is one of them. So that's why I'm featuring it today. All right. Thank you so much, Trisha, for the reminder. If you could click on the thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. Subscribe, comment, share, all those good things. Okay. So what are we using today? The Changing Leaves stamp set, the Changing Leaves dies, an embossing folder. The dies and embossing folder they call a hybrid product because they work together, and I'll show you how that works. We're also going to be using some cut out circles from 3 different sources, a 2-inch circle punch, along with the Spotlight on Nature circle dies and the Stylish Shapes circle dies. And Thoughtful Designs specialty paper. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Plus we'll be using silver foil, some Stampin' Blends markers. I also have my glass mat out. You can hear it because that's going to be made available again starting tomorrow. So we have lots of fun announcements going on today. If you have a Stampin' Up! Order, hold off until tomorrow. I know that's weird for me to say that, but you're going to be able to take advantage of so many more things if you just have your wish list ready and then go and look at all the goodies tomorrow and place your order then. Okay, thanks, Judy Ann. Okay, what else do I want to tell you before we begin? I think I made all the announcements. So let's go to the desktop. Whoops, I disappeared. Here I am. Okay, let's start. What was I going to show you? Oh, I was going to show you the products first. Okay, so here is, oh, that's a different one. Here's the Changing Leaves stamp set, and we're a little close in. There we go. You can kind of see a little hint of my glass mat studio there too. So this is the Changing Leaves stamp set, the Changing Leaves dies on my wonderful magnet sheet from Stampin' Storage, inside my wonderful sleeve from Stampin' Storage. They're having a sale, by the way. It started, I think, yesterday. And they're not going to announce it till tomorrow, so you guys can get in on it now if you want to. It's 15% off. So awesome. Okay, anyways, so these are the Changing Leaves dies, and oh, that's a different one. And then the embossing folder. And the embossing folder, again, remember these two are called hybrid products because they work together. So what you do is you lay this one right here. This piece is all one die, and you lay it into, and I gotta put it in the right way, your embossing folder. Put your paper against the blade side. This is the blade side. You can tell because it's not completely smooth. This is smooth. This has a little ridge. Those are the blades. So you'll place that down into your embossing folder in the correct area. It won't fit on the other side. Does that make sense? You'll place it here. You'll add your cardstock or paper on top. You'll sandwich it and you'll crank it through in your die cutting machine. And what you get is this coolness, because I've already done it to save on time. So it embosses and it cuts out. You can see the impression that you get. So this here was inside like that. And when I ran this through inside my folder, it came out cutting these 3 leaves here. The other ones are not cut out, but you could certainly, we call it fussy cut, you could fussy cut them out so that you have other leaves. And don't discard even like a leaf like this on the edge, because that would be really cool to put on, you know, the edge of a layer of cardstock inside your project, right? So all of those are usable leaves. You can also just emboss. And that's what we're going to do today. We're not going to be doing the cutting along with the embossing for our cards, but all you need to do then is just take out this die and you'll just be embossing. Okay, and I don't know how that fits on there. There we go. And then you also have other dies. So you can see there's a couple label dies here, and those cut out. I think I'm missing one actually. Anyways, I'll look for it. Oh, here it is. That's it right there. So there's 1, 2, 3 labels, and you can see they have a little stitching around them when you cut them out. Okay. And then you have these detail dies. These are ones that kind of stand alone. This one, this one, this one, and this one, because they just are awesome that way. They stand alone. So we're going to put these off to the side. I am going to use this one today. So we'll bring that out. And I'm using the embossing folder. So we're using all 3, just not a ton of dies today. And then for stamps, I've already pulled them out. You can see they're photopolymer stamps, right? And we're obviously using this big one. You could certainly use more if you want to, but I also used the 3 sentiments here, and you could stamp on the inside of your card too. You can see all the wonderful sentiments that you get with this bundle. I love this bundle because it can be used all year long. You can just change the color of the leaves, really. You could make it an icy, wintry looking card, right, by using blues and silvers. You could make it a summer card by using bright greens. Fall, obviously, we think of changing leaves, but also in the spring, you have very pretty colors coming into play too. So even lighter colored greens, or even add some flower images in there or something. So it is a stamp set that could be used all year long, especially with the sentiments that you see there. Those sentiments are definitely year-round sentiments. Okay, let's put that over here. Let's grab our paper trimmer. The other dies that we will be using, and I'm just going to grab these and put them off to the side so we don't get a messy desk today. We don't want a messy desk, you guys, right? I love how you all say hello to each other. It's so fun. So thank you. So, you know, it's great. We have a little community going on, don't we? All right, these dies here are called the Stylish Shapes dies. New this year as of May, and super popular. You can see that you can create lots of different size circles, and they have lots of fun different edges on them. Just search up Spotlight on Nature dies and you will see tons of fantastic projects with them. So that is where, and I think I already lost it. Here it is. Oh, no, that's not it. It's over here. That is where this piece came from, okay? That is from this one, the largest of those circles. And you can see that they're not, like, you don't get every single size with every single circle, or style, I should say. You get 4 of each, but you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sizes. Lots of fun. This is the Stylish Shapes dies, and we're going to be using the largest circle from that one. And you can see they have squares, circles, banners. It's awesome. So we are using 3 styles of circles, circle die type, or circle cutting out tools. The third one is the 2-inch circle punch. But note that, you know, you can alter this. You could use maybe the deckled circle dies if you want to stick with just one circle shape. That one has a ton of circles in it. Maybe you have a circle cutter, so you can just change it up. I did list the sizes on the supply sheet. So, yay, Mary from Minnesota is with us. Hi, Mary. All right, so let's go ahead and start with some punching. I'm going to move this because it's going to distract me. This card here, it's just, yeah. It's not the one we're working on today, so it's getting out of the way. Cleaning up the table as we go, you guys. All right, so let's start with punching out some circles. And you can stamp first and punch, or punch and stamp, or punch and emboss and punch. It doesn't matter. I'm preferring to punch first. So what papers are we going to use on the cards? Well, we obviously need some envelopes, so those are here. We're going to be using some foil for our silver foil accents. We're going to be using some of this beautiful paper. This is our Thoughtful Designs specialty paper that has these beautiful ombre sheets in them with some matte silver foiling in them, right? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Sorry, there's one more sheet here. I want to show them all to you. So we're going to be using a little bit of that. And then depending on the card, we're going to be using basic white, thick cardstock, Old Olive for the first one. And then the other colors I'm featuring on the other two cards are Pretty in Pink and Lost Lagoon for extra cardstock. So for one card, we just need the basic white and a coordinating color. Okay? It's a really fantastic bundle, Corrine. You're going to love it. So let's go ahead and punch out some circles. You're going to need 4 circles. So I'm just going to turn my punch upside down. I've already unlocked it. And I'm going to punch. Be careful. I have given myself a pinch when I've punched these. You always want to kind of keep the palm of your hand away from this area when punching. I don't know what made me think of that today, but there's a helpful tip for you all. And I'd like to turn it back and forth because it makes the most of that piece of paper instead of punching here. I've now kind of given myself a much larger scrap to work with later on. All right, so we have 4 punched circles. We have this die cut circle and we have this die cut circle. We will be die cutting, so if you aren't familiar with die cutting, I'm going to feature die cutting with the little sprig, and then we're also going to be embossing. So we've got those circles prepared. Let us do our card base. So for your basic white, you're going to need a half a sheet of basic white thick for the card base, and you're going to need some scraps. So you could really just use one whole sheet to fit in your card base and then your 2 circles, and you're actually going to have extra left over. So I'm going to put this off to the side because we don't need that either. Your base of your card is slightly different than our typical card base. It's going to be, and I'm just putting that other half over there because we don't need it anymore since we have these cut out already. But it's going to be, and I'm going to show you with our trimmer, you can extend the arm on the trimmer, and instead of going to 8.5 inches, we're going to bring it back 3/4 of an inch. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, which takes us to 7 3/4 inches. And so, oh, Bonnie, ouch. She said she's pinched herself before. I have too, when I'm not thinking. So I think a lot of us have done it. So we're going to go to 7 3/4 inches right there. So it's slightly shorter, but we're still going to keep that same measurement of 4 1/4 inches for the center fold. Okay, so we're going to fold it here, and that's going to give us a card with a little gap here. So it's kind of like a fun fold, but not really because it's not folding much differently than a regular card. It just has a little peek through area here. All right, so that's done. And then for our extra beautiful papers, I'm going to bring this back in. We're doing the greenish card today, so I'm just going to cut a strip from some scrap that I already had. And this strip is going to be 3/4 inches wide. It's also going to be 5.5 inches long, the length of the card. Right now, I believe it's 6. We'll just trim that up after we've added it to the card because sometimes you get a more accurate cut if you do it after. I love my catch-all table. I don't know what I'd do without it. All right, and then what else do we need? We need, and I'm just going to put this in the garbage. I know a lot of you keep those strips, but I don't. What else do we need? We need, oh, the silver foil. So let's bring that over, and that's going to get cut. So let's take this one, and let's bring in our machine. And let's take out our trimmer and move these off to the side. Okay, if you're not familiar with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it is the best tool for paper crafters. You're going to want to have this. It comes with 4 little extra things here. It comes with the base plate number 1, die adapter plate number 2, some cutting mats 3. There's 2 of them. Sorry, we'll flip that around so you can read the numbers on them. And then you also get this here, which is an adapter plate for 3D embossing folders, which is what our embossing folder is that we're going to be using today. So let's start with embossing. Embossing just requires the base plate and number 4 if you're using a 3D embossing folder. We have 2 different kinds of embossing folders. And so you just have to look on this base plate here, and it will tell you how to set things up for dies, how to set things up for embossing folders, and there's two kinds. This is the 3D, this is regular, okay? All right, here's our embossing folder. You can tell it's 3D because it's super thick. We're gonna add our circles to the inside. So let me find those again. When I lay these down, I'm gonna put one over, oops, can you see? There, we'll put it on top of the dark so it's easier to see. I'm gonna put one over this one here, one over those three, one over most of this, but hinting a little bit into that other leaf there, and then one here, so that we've kind of got some different leaf styles in there. We're gonna sandwich it down. You can see on top which leaves it's going to grab, and it doesn't matter if they're centered or not because we're gonna trim them up, okay? Beverly, welcome from the UK. Love it. Okay, it's evening time there, I'm guessing. So we're gonna go ahead and line that up. We've got our adapter plate on top. And I did wanna mention this too, sorry. Your fold of your embossing folder should go in first. It should lead. Some people can have done damage when they've led with the opening of the embossing folder first. So now I'm just cranking it with the handle. I'm just rotating the handle. I've got it caught in there so that it grabs onto this whole sandwich, we call it. And we'll just open everything up so you can see the loveliness. This is the back side. You can tell because it's debossed or it's pressed in, but you just flip it over and now you have embossed images. You could do it either way though, honestly. If you like it pressed in instead of sticking out, totally your choice. Looks more like a fossil that way. Okay, next, we're gonna put the embossing folder away and we're going to put the 3D plate away, the adapter plate, and we're gonna bring these back in. So we need the die adapter plate, number 2. We need our scratchy or cutting plate on the bottom, and we need our silver foil and one of our sprigs. And I'm actually going to trim this up so that we have silver foil kind of not in the way. And the reason why is this can collect scratchy surfaces from your embossing, from your cutting plates. They can press in and cause some wear and tear on the surface of your foil. I know people have said, and I've tried it, but it doesn't work for me. I think it depends on the amount of pressure that your machine has, but some people have said, put an extra sheet of copy paper on top of your foil and it will, decrease that pressure of those extra crease lines in there. I haven't found that to be true. What I've found is that it just adds extra thickness and it makes things press even harder. But yeah, if it's working for you, great. It could be that you just have a microscopic difference on your machine. So I just trim around it as close as I can so I don't pick up that extra. So there we have one sprig. We're going to need to do another one. So we'll set this in here again. Actually, let's measure it. We'll just fit it in like that and trim around it. Okay, and lay that down, cutting side down. You know it's cutting side down because that's the scratchy side of your die. That's the cutting side. We'll sandwich it and roll it. All right. And you could see what I did earlier. This came off easily, but this is kind of embedded in there. So I just took like something pokey, like the Take Your Pick tool or the end of my paper snips to kind of get that out of there like that. If you have a very intricate die, you can get the die adapter brush, which can get cranked onto your Take Your Pick tool, and then you just take and roll that across, and all those tiny little holes in your dies will get those prickly little things in there to help push it out, okay? All right, so we're done with that. And we're done with these scraps. We're moving them aside. Okay. I did have this out earlier. I might as well tell you about it because I kind of teased you with it. So I pre-ordered this bundle and I pre-ordered the Changing Leaves bundle, which is why demonstrators, it's a perk of demonstrators, right? We can get things earlier than you guys. If you're not a demonstrator, That might be a reason to get the starter kit. But the two things that I pre-ordered, so that bundle that we're using today, the changing leaves, and this, I forgot to order the dies with it. Silly me. I was so excited once I saw my upline, Susan Campfield, demonstrate something with this that I had to buy that one too. So I put in a second order and I'm like, I don't know why I didn't order this in the first place. We have a toboggan like this up at the cabin and I love sledding. Even now, I'm 50, almost 56 years old. This is so much fun. Skating I don't do anymore, but it was like, I mean, this is like my life. We have winter in Minnesota. So totally, I don't know why I didn't get it the first time. Anyways, you'll want it. I don't have the dies to show you, but it's really awesome. Okay, the dies are incredible, you guys. You'll want them. Let's start putting the card together. We'll need our card base. We'll need our circles. And one of these we're going to save for the inside. I can't remember which one right now, but I'm going to peek at my finished one as we go here. So I'm going to pull the grid paper away and we're going to do some coloring. Just got a little bit of tape on the corners here. We're going to do some coloring. We'll stamp and color. I'm using my large leaf and I'm using a dark color. So I chose the color Mossy Meadow because on the finished card from this Thoughtful Designs specialty paper, Mossy Meadow was one that was recommended as one of the ombre-ish colors, right? Ombre gradient. Somebody tell me the difference. I always have to look it up. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. When colors or you know, they flow into one another. So we've got the Mossy Meadow and we've got, I believe, Old Olive, or I don't know which one it was, but I chose Old Olive and Mossy Meadow because of that. And so the Old Olive is the color that we're coloring in on the leaves, and we're going to do that with blends markers. And the Mossy Meadow is the color that we are going to use for the outline image. So we'll open up our ink pad and we'll ink up. We don't need to ink up the whole stamp. As you can see, I'm just stamping a portion. Why do I have two circles? That is because I didn't want to stamp on just this circle and then have the lines from this leaf image here go all the way to the edge and kind of distract our eyes from this beautiful edging here. So that's why I did a second circle. So we're just sitting this on top, and you can already see it's soaking up that ink just by sitting on top of the ink pad. That's how juicy Stampin' Up! Ink pads are. They're firm foam ink pads. So you barely have to tap. You just like lay it on there and it grabs the ink, right? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and press this down like that. And yes, I'm not using anything behind here. Okay, oh, look at, I thought ink was gonna get on there. I was just gonna wipe it away for you, but no ink even touched it. That's crazy. Okay, anyway, so here's my stamped image. We're gonna let that sit for a minute. I'm gonna bring in, I'm actually gonna stamp the other image too. Let's do that. No, complementary was not the term I was thinking of. Ombre versus gradient. Oh, or are you guys answering each other? That happens all the time. I read a part of the conversation and I'm not in on it. So maybe one is like complementary colors flowing into each other. Okay, I'll shut up. You guys keep talking. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp my thank you. And really you can stamp this thank you here or here or here. It's a circle. You can adjust your circle later on. I'm gonna stamp it here because I feel like it has a nice large amount of space there. And it's got some good white area around it. We're done with this unless we want to put a sentiment on the inside. So we're going to set that aside. And then we're going to take I don't want to do the blends quite yet. I want this to really dry in there. We're going to take and do our layout of our circles. So let's grab our circles. We're going to start with this one and use our seal adhesive. And just put a little bit, you can use seal, or let's say you're a green glue. They call it green glue, but it's not, that's not the term. But the multi-purpose liquid glue, let's say you want to use that instead. You certainly can. I'm just going to lay this up here so that we can see it's kind of centered, but we want to see a good amount of those leaves. And so we can trim that portion off and we still have some leaves showing. And then let's take this one. Let's do glue with this one. So if you'd rather this is another way you can adhere your glue. And I was going to put this upside down, but I didn't have my container over there. This is my cute container from the Country Hive. Love them. Holds my glue upside down so it's ready to go the next time. Okay, so now let's put that one over here, and I'm going to aim it kind of in this direction. Now, because I have glue on the back side, I'm going to trim that off right away with a long bladed scissors. Stampin' Up! Does not sell long bladed scissors anymore, I should say. We used to. The craft scissors, I think, is what it was called, wasn't it? But you can find them pretty much everywhere, maybe even in your own kitchen drawer. So there, we've used our long bladed scissors. I just think it's easier to grab the paper all at once with a long bladed scissors rather than a paper snips. And for this one, I'm going to use Seal again, just because that is my adhesive of choice all the time. And we're going to take and add this one down here, very close to this edge, about 1/8 of an inch away, and tilted kind of in that direction. So we have this balance of 3, which is very aesthetically pleasing to the eye with art. So if you're adding embellishments, if you're adding imagery, if you're adding focal points or whatever, it's good to have a balance of 3. All right, next, let's go ahead and add our beautiful strip of specialty paper. I'm just putting the adhesive all the way, and I'm starting with the dark at the top. Let's just open this up. Remember, this is 3/4 of an inch wide, and this gap is 3/4 of an inch wide. So if we have just a little bit of edging on the right side, then we will not have any of our white on the left side of this showing when we close our card, because it's covering just like a 1/16 of an inch all the way down. And so it makes a really nice, I don't know, accent that way, right? Okay, and then we've cut that part off. Next, we're going to add this. And this die cut circle from the Spotlight on Nature dies, we want to make sure, because it sticks out a bit here, you can see, right? It's going to go like that. We want to make sure that we don't have any adhesive here. So to prevent that, I'm laying that down where I want it to go, and then I'm going to take my lovely dimensionals, and I have a sheet of regular size, but you could certainly use mini dimensionals if you'd rather. It's up to you. I'll use the larger size, and we'll just grab a couple for now. And I'm eyeballing where it can go. It can go here, and you can put it back in place to make sure, and then the other one can go here. So we've got a nice, good balance over here, but we want to make at least 3 of them, because tables and chairs and everything, you need at least 3 legs. So we're going to put another one over here. In fact, I'm just going to do two more. So we will pick up 2 more dimensionals. We'll set this down again. And these we could put on the back side if we wanted to. So if I have dimensionals over here, that means I want to put the other ones like right here. Okay? And we'll just add it to the card this way. And we've already ensured that there's not going to be anything peeking out. Good morning, Julie. Glad that you could come. So let's peel off the backings and set them in my little extra garbage pile over here. I should use one of these trays. Oh, where did I put my trays? Oh, they're gone. Okay, oh, here's one. My garbage pile is picking up a little bit, so I'm gonna grab one of my hex trays. Again, from the Country Hive, so thank you so much, Ashley and James, for that. Oops, we need one more off. Okay, got that done. These go on the left, these are on the right. Lay this down, and it's kind of centered between here and here, but I'm only showing a little bit, like 1/8 of an inch over here. So it's off-centered this way, but centered top to bottom. This piece is going to go on top, but first we have to color. It's better to color on a flat surface than it is once you've added it. So let's bring in our blends markers now. And I'm hoping that we get a result that is a little messy here, because I want to show you how the Glass Mat Studio is awesome for this. So we're going to go ahead and color, and we're using our light of our 2 Old Olive markers. I'm using the brush end. I'm tipping it off to the side to color so I don't ruin the tip. If you are a demonstrator, make sure you remind your customers to do that. tell them to tilt the marker sideways so that they're using the edge of the brush tip to color instead of the point. And I remember that happening to me when I would teach classes, is you'd be done with a blends class and all of your markers were ruined. So you don't want to have them coloring like this, okay? Side of the marker. And what I'm hoping will happen is that the color will start to seep through, and we might even have like some of it try to get onto the glass mat. So even though the glass mat could be colored with our blends markers, if we sit and color it and let it sit for a while, you can wipe it off again with like a rubbing alcohol wipe. Let's close this up, even though we're going to use it again. You want to close your markers in between because it's alcohol-based markers, and alcohol, it dries quickly, you guys. So you want to make sure that you're using a marker for only so long. You color quickly, and then you cap it and put it away. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm adding some darkness into the base of the leaf and out through the middle a little bit, because if you look at nature, you sometimes have the difference between like colors on the end versus colors on the base of the leaf, right? And so I just decided that's where I'm going to color my dark area. And then I'm going to come back in with kind of a swirling motion and blend, and sometimes get a little bit of a stroke to grab that ink and really swirl it in there. So we're mixing the dark and the light blends marker colors together to get a really nice smooth transition. And this is where you're dousing up that cardstock. I mean, you're going to flip it over and you're going to be like, whoa, right? Lots of color on the backside. And this doesn't seem to be doing what I was thinking it was going to do, because I only thought of this morning as I was putting my hair on, my Upgrade Courtney Unitopper, Uniwigs topper. Anyways, as I was putting my hair on today, I thought this would be cool to do the glass mat. Let's just try it anyways. I'm going to grab an alcohol wipe. I have these in my craft room everywhere for cleaning off my clear blocks, for cleaning off the surface of my table, for cleaning off my glass mat. Let's just see if it picked up any color. It did not. But let me just show you this anyway. So let's say that you get some color on here from your blends markers, and you're working and you're working and you're working and you're working. You can't let it sit too long though, because this will dry up. But you're working and you're working. You can come in and wipe it up. You can clean up that mess just like that. It's so cool. We'll throw that in our tray. So now we have our finished beautiful layer here. And we have a little bit of wetness from our, oh, it's almost dry. Gotta love rubbing alcohol, right? Okay, so here we have that. Now we're gonna tape that on. You could add this with dimensionals if you wanted to, just to give it even more pop. What I'm looking at now as I add this is I'm looking at my thank you words. If I tilt this way, it looks funny, right? So instead, and I'm going to zoom in here so you can see a bit better. Sorry. Instead, I'm going to make sure that that is parallel to the bottom of my card edge. There we go. So there's an almost finished card. I'm going to cap this because we're done with that. And oh, I wanted to share this too. I didn't end up using, oh, I'm going to use it now. Okay, this is my precision tip bottle. This is a non-Stampin' Up! Product, but I've transferred the glue into this bottle. There is a video in my YouTube channel video collection for doing that. So if you need information on how to transfer the glue, just look that up. But anyways, this glue comes out in a finer tip this way. It's awesome. Do you see this? It holds this perfectly. Thank you, Ashley and James, for that too. The Country Hive is amazing. Oh, we still have that to add too. Okay, so now let me, what was I gonna do? I was gonna grab my sprigs, and we can bring this back in because it's a non-reflective surface here. Glass Mat Studio is awesome though, you guys. You'll want it for so many reasons. It's available again tomorrow, starting tomorrow. Let's grab our sprigs, and we're going to take our silicone mat too and a sponge. So I'm going to give you a couple options here. We don't sell the sponges anymore, but I do have this. I have the fine tip glue. I have links for things like this in my favorite extras in my website. So if you go to stampyourartout.com, you can go to shop and click on my favorite extras, and you'll be able to access links for shopping for these things like that. So for our first one, we'll take our fine tip glue, fine tip precision glue bottle here, and we'll just squeeze out a little bit of glue onto the back side of this. And that reminds me, you guys, it's 4th of July coming up soon here in the States. It's a holiday that we celebrate with fireworks, lots of joy, and something that's been a tradition in our family is to go to the lake to visit family. So we're excited about that. So I'm pressing down on the paper here. So I painted my nails blue, you guys, for the occasion. That is the color, it's called, what is it called? Soft Lullaby. I tried the Soft Lullaby one time and it didn't look like this. And this time I added Perfect White underneath and then the Soft Lullaby on top. And oh boy, it looked exactly how I wanted it to look. So nice and bright and cheerful. So sometimes you just have to add a white base. Perfect White is great. All right. Oh, and links for that, the nail polish and my topper are in the description of my video too. Now I'm going to try showing you a different way here. If you have a very fine little thing here and you don't have the precision tip bottle, just grab a sponge, your silicone mat, and just go like that. You can use adhesive sheets too. I know a lot of you are going to say that. I'm not an adhesive sheet fan. I don't know why. You know, we all have our thing. So there, we have some beautiful silver imagery kind of matching up with the silver imagery over here. And then I'm going to sponge this until it's clearish. Set that aside to dry. Set this aside to dry and roll off the glue with my fingertips or with tape. We have this to add, and we can add that. Hey, let's just do it with here. Let's just do it with this. We're going to add this one on the inside. We're going to open it up. You're going to hold it up to the light so that, can you kind of see? You can kind of see through, right? So I held it up to the light, my lamp, and then I added this. It's about 1/8 of an inch away, but it has like this perfect little center. And if you hold it to the light, which, you know, you can't see because I don't have light behind it, but it will take and kind of frame. This will frame this piece here. It's awesome. There's one. Oh, wait, we're not done. Oh my gosh, I thought we were done. Blooming pearls. So the blooming pearls and the thoughtful design specialty paper, this stuff here, those are the things that kind of dictated what I was going to choose for my other cards that I made. So I went off thoughtful designs for these colors, and then I was like, what embellishments would look really great? You could use rhinestones, you could use pearls, right? Something neutral, but I wanted something that had a little green in it just to give it even more green pop. And even though this is officially garden green, when it's held in the light a certain way, you can see kind of a warmer green to it too. They're very iridescent-y, as you can see. All of these have a very iridescent sheen to them. They're called blooming pearls, and so you have lots of color choices with them. Oh, let's just use the take your pick tool, Rachel. Where did I put it? Here it is. Take your pick tool is awesome for this. You just take the gummy end, make sure it's nice, like in a little ball, and you push and lift, and it will grab your embellishment. You could like do a dance, you could shake, rattle, and roll, you know, and it won't come off until you stick it down. So that's what I've done with the colors here is I've just used my take your pick tool to add these, and I added 5 because odd numbers are awesome. Okay, and I added those like that, and that was the completed card that I came up with, and then I said I have to make more because I just get crazy and love paper crafting. So here's the outside and inside of that card. Let me show you the other 2 cards. So remember I said you use pretty in pink cardstock for one, and then the other colors I used the Moody Mauve, even though this is Petunia Pop and Peach Pie, but in between I saw Pretty in Pink, and my Moody Mauve pad worked a little bit better than my Petunia Pop for giving a deeper pink base color for the sentiment and outline. So I used Moody Mauve, and I used the Pretty in Pink markers, but do you see this little hint here? There's a bit of peach pie in there too, because I did see it down here. So I said, oh, we got to add a little peach pie. So I used light Pretty in Pink, and I used light peach pie, and that's how I got this color on the inside. All the rest is pretty much the same except for the pearls. I chose a different sentiment. So the pearls are the pink ones, and they work really well with the Pretty in Pink. So that is that card. And then I did a third version. Thanks, Kathy. Kathy likes the pink one. You know, vote when I show you these three. Tell me which one's your favorite, and we should actually expand this out a little bit so you can see better. Vote for me, you guys, okay? So here's the next one. This is the one that looks more wintry to me. This one reminds me more of spring, and this could be summer or fall, depending on, like, it doesn't have fall colors in it. So it's late summer. This is an August card. Or July, because we're in July. Or Southern Hemisphere people, this is opposite time of the year for you, right? So you just reverse these whenever you... This is the one you'd be making now. Happy winter to our Australians, New Zealanders, and stuff like that. Okay, this is the Pretty, what's it called? Pretty Peacock ink and Lost Lagoon. And then these pearls are actually Pretty Peacock pearls from this collection. So we used the pink, the garden green, and the Pretty Peacock. The gold is gold. You can match that with pretty much anything. That would make a great fall card, right? So this is the Pretty Peacock outline. Inside here are the Lost Lagoon blends markers that match the Lost Lagoon cardstock. And this here is a combination of those two colors, Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon. So, do we have favorites, you guys? Green. Okay, love them all. The teal color, Luann says. Pretty Peacock from Lisa Hartman. Awesome. This is fun. As you guys are voting and throwing in your comments, know that every time you comment, you get entered into the prize drawing. Yay! So comment away. Share your thoughts. Nobody has pink yet, at least that I've seen in the comments. So anybody vote for pink? Chime in. And if you can't chime in and you're watching on YouTube, it's probably because you're not logged in to your YouTube account or your Google account. They're the same thing. You can create one for free, and that way you can participate in the lives, or you can go on Facebook and you can chime in there as well. Like them all. Oh, that's awesome. I saw Mary voted for pink. Yay. I chose green because you guys know I love green. Hello, green behind me. I'm a blue-green fan, but pink makes me happy, and I love wearing the color pink. Pink, yeah, it's fun to wear. Okay, we have some prizes to show. We have some prizes to draw. Before Tricia gives our names of our winners, I'm going to go back to last week. Last week we were live on Tuesday. I shared the wonderful purplish kit, those beautiful wildflowers. Oh, forgot the name of it already. Crazy. I just love sharing, you guys. But yeah, we shared a kit and we quadrupled it. We made like 4 times the amount of cards from it. So I have winners picked from both Facebook and from the YouTube After Live commenters. The prize that was option back then, and one of them is gone already, were stamp sets or dies or embossing folders. So here we have choices: Forever Forest, perennial postage dies, twisted rope, softly sophisticated, or heartfelt hellos. So these are for the winners that I'm picking or telling you right now. They get to choose from those things. And they are, and you get to see the names come up here, you guys. Let's bring you over to the computer. Boom, 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 boom. Hang on, and I'm going to put my email address up there, because you will want to reach out to me if you're one of these people. Okay, make sure that you comment in an email to me. Sandy Weir, congratulations to you. You're one of the winners from the Facebook After Live commenters. And then we have from YouTube, Mary Wethington IT6DU. Congratulations to both of you, and thank you for your sweet words in your comments. I loved it. So yeah, that is what we have for winners from last week's After Live commenters. I should pull up, because you guys can't see my screen right now, right? I'm going to pull up some other names because I feel bad. When people don't get back to me, I feel bad that you missed out on your prizes. You can always go to my blog post that's connected to the video to see if your name was listed as a prize winner. And if you reach out to me within a month of your name being called out, then you can still access your prize. If it's longer than a month, I give it away to somebody else. It's gone, right? So, so these people, we have from back in June, the beginning of June, Sherry Turner from Facebook, Tina Adams from YouTube, Patty Bertini from Facebook, Patty Bidney 3356 from YouTube, Amy Todd from Facebook, Patty Geldert from Facebook, sorry, my eyes aren't working today, CLB 343 from YouTube. And then last week, Linda Lewis still hasn't claimed her prize yet from YouTube. So please, if I just called out your names, or you're one of the 2 winners that I just announced today, reach out to me, okay? All right, we're coming back, and I'm going to show you the prizes that today's winners will get. So today, I just have stuff coming out of my ears sometimes. It's a good thing, I guess, right? I have a pack of envelopes and I have a pack of dimensionals. So each winner will get to have this mailed to them. If you are a winner outside the US, I can't mail product, but I can send you through email a tutorial of your choice. So you just go to my website at stampyourartout.com. You can click on shop, go to tutorials, and there's years and years of tutorial bundles there. So video class bundles or tutorial bundles. So the winners for this, let me see if I can see names coming up. I'm going to go to my other tab on my computer that you guys don't even notice. All right, let's see. Yes, she has announced. And so I'm just waiting for my iPad to bring up those names so I can click on it. Yay! It's probably already gone. Hang on. Let's see if I can find it. Trisha, it's so funny. Our timing, right? Okay, I'm not seeing them come up. So I'll just name them Glenda Ball and Belinda Alanes. You two are the winners for the live. And make sure that you reach out to me. Again, my email address is stampyourartout@comcast.net. The names again are Glenda Ball and Belinda Alanes. Alanes? I think that's how you say your name. So congratulations to our winners. Stamping up announcements real quick. We have the Glass Mat Studio, as I mentioned, coming back tomorrow. The Glass Mat Studio is coming back tomorrow. It includes the glass mat. It includes the thin chamois. It's awesome to clean off, real easy to clean with the chamois. It includes a little tray that's rubberized. Fun, fun, fun. Oops, hang on a minute. Got something on my computer, a little glitch there that I had to click on. Also, online exclusives, all of those new products, including the sophisticated sled and the products that I use today. A bunch of new stuff is coming into the online exclusives area. And what that means is it's in an online only shopping area. It's not in a publication. All right. It's not in a catalog. So those are refreshing tomorrow. Kits. If you're a kit fan, kits are getting refreshed tomorrow. This is not a new one. This one's like from a couple months ago, maybe a month ago. I don't know. Anyways, kits are being refreshed with 2 new kits tomorrow. What else? Close to my heart. If you're a close to my heart customer or former customer, the close to my heart products are refreshing tomorrow as well. And in fact, I will just bring you to my blog so you can see really quick how to access that. Hang on. Oh my gosh, Rachel, I'm clicking too much. So when you're here, if you go to shop and go to catalogs, and I've already posted this, Stampin' Up! Said it's totally fine if we post it. These are the releases of the Close to My Heart products, and this is going to be products that release tomorrow. It's in this publication. You can access it that way and take a peek today so you can make your wish list. This is only for former makers, former Close to My Heart customers. The products are a limited amount carried over from Close to My Heart, and when we come together somewhere like in September, the fall, we're going to have Stampin' Up! Exclusive products that are similar to Close to My Heart, and it's going to be fun because all of us can purchase all this fun stuff. So yeah, you can scroll through this and take a peek and see all the goodness that will be available for close to my heart people. And what else? I think that, oh, bonus days. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to talk about bonus days. Bonus days starts tomorrow as well, and that runs through the end of July. And what's up with bonus days? Well, we've had it for a few years now. Bonus days is basically an earning month and spending month. So July is the earning month, August is the spending month. Whatever you purchase in July earns you bonus dollars to spend on orders in August. You want to have a minimum of $50. Every $50 that you spend earns you $5 coupon to use next month. Save the coupons. Don't lose them. And there will be an opportunity to redeem those later on. Now I think I'm done, you guys. I think I'm done. Okay. It's an hour video. Again, I always have this goal of 40 minutes. I don't know where time goes. I hope that you all had fun. I hope that you learned some creative ideas. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe, like, thumbs up, all of those goodies, share, and I appreciate you all for coming. Thanks so much. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.